What's going on, you guys? Full Steer, and I'm back with another video. Today's video I'll be doing an in-depth Master Yi jungle guide. This guide has been requested quite a few times, and yeah, here it is. I would actually recommend you to pick up Yi right now, since they implemented the Conqueror rune. This is actually an insane build. Like, you do so much damage with this champion. All you gotta do is get through your early game, really, and then you're pretty much good. So if you're looking for a champion that is fairly easy to play, that you can, like, climb out of especially very low elo with, then Master Yi would definitely be the champion you want to pick up. So yeah, let's get right into the runes then. So the rune setup I use for Master Yi is this setup you can see right here. I go for Conqueror because, well, this rune is just insane on Yi. Like, you do so much, like, basic attacks, and all that extra damage you get out of Conqueror is insane. Then you get Triumph for the extra healing every time you get a kill. Master Yi has resets off his Q pretty much, so the Triumph will kick in really nicely there. Then attack speed for just more auto attacks. You can also go Bloodline if you do want to, but it's not that necessary. I prefer the attack speed for a little bit more like farming and early game power, so that's why I go for the Alacrity. And then I get Coup de Grace for just like straight up damage on lower HP targets, so you can easily like burst someone for a lot with an auto attack, with a couple auto attacks, and then Coup de Grace them down. Also, things that could work are Last Stand. Not that effective though in my opinion, but if you're against like a lot of high health tanks, then Cut Down could work as well. It does depend on your build though, because the build I usually go for and would recommend does have quite a bit of health. So if the tanks aren't really high health, like a Cho'Gath or like something like that for example, then Cut Down becomes not as worth it. So the clear victor here is Coup de Grace for most of your games, but in some games you might want to adjust the Cut Down. Then for your secondary tree, there's really only one setup that I would recommend you to go for, and that's this one right here. It's with the, however you pronounce this, let's just say this rune. And it starts the game with 60 extra health, which is very nice, and then at 4 takedowns, you turn that into some attack damage, pretty much. So this is just a really good value rune. You get that 60 extra health, helps you survive your jungle, helps you, like, 1v1 people in the early game. It's just overall, it gives you a lot of stats that are actually useful to you. And then Revitalize is here because, well, Master Yi has his W, and Revitalize synergizes really, really well with that. So there is really, like, no other rune option that I would recommend you to go for in, like, any of these other trees. So yeah, for that reason I go for those, and this is the setup I go for. So let's get into the item build now. Let's just make a new one. So starting items, it's pretty straightforward. You get the Hunter's Machete with a refillable potion, like pretty basic start. Master Yi auto attacks a lot, so Machete is definitely the one you want, and then refillable potion. Like, you don't even need health potions on Master Yi because you do have your W to sustain yourself. So just, yeah, pick that up and you're Gucci. Then the main item you want to rush into on Master Yi, like not the main item, the early item you want to rush into is the Blood Razor. This is gonna be, like, this is insane already on Master Yi because he does have that extra auto attack that he gets every so often. Like, I believe it's every 4. I'm actually not sure. Every 4, every 5? Whatever. He gets that double auto attack, so this procs on that really well. Also gives you 50% attack speed, so more auto attacks. Combine that with your ultimate, like, you're gonna get so much extra auto attacks in like a 1v1. It's gonna be insane, and especially when you combine this item with your next item, which is pretty much your core setup. You still go Ninja Dabai on Master Yi because you just want to be blocking that extra basic attacks. Even though it did get nerfed by 10 armor straight up, like, those extra basic attack blocks help you so much, like, later in the game to not get deleted by 80 carries whilst you're trying to run at them. So yeah, that's the boots you want for sure. And then this is like your main item that you want to be able to get every single game. Some of you guys might not be surprised with it. Probably most of you guys won't be surprised by this, but the Guinshu's Rage Blade is what makes Master Yi like an insane champion right now. And makes it so easy to climb with him, because especially towards the lower stage, like the lower elos, people really have no idea how to actually counter Master Yi. In the gameplay that will be shown later on this video, there is, like, it's a gameplay where I kind of pop off a little bit, but then also how I get shut down properly, pretty much. So it shows you what to avoid and all that type of stuff. So you'll see what happens when you face a little bit higher elo people, but you can really get away with a lot in lower elo. So that's why Master Yi is great for climbing. So yeah, this is like your core setup. The 3 items you pretty much always want every single game. Of course, you can switch these Ninja Tabai for your mercs, but I wouldn't recommend that because you're most likely going for a QSS anyway. You kind of need the QSS because if you get locked down in CC, then you are not going to be able to, like, put your damage out, and you're just going to die straight up. Like, you cannot W, you cannot, like, block anything. It's just, like, over from there. So yeah, that's kind of like in an optional item setup, I guess. If they don't have hard CC, then you don't have to go for it, but yeah. So these three are core, and then the variable items are the Wit's End. I'm just gonna call it this QSS as well, so remove that. So you get the Mercurial Scimitar, Wit's End are optional items. Then you also have the, where is it? Blade of the Rune King is optional. Wait, where? Oh wait, of course. I'm an idiot, dude. The Titanic Hydra is another, like, these are very great damage items you can get on Master Yi. You have the Titanic Hydra procs with, like, it's just straight up good against everything, really, because it gives you that extra health. This proc also worked with Rage Blade and just overall the attack speed you have, so getting a lot of procs with this really works. It's also an auto attack reset, so if you use it properly, you can instantly burst some people. So this is really, really good, and this is usually the item I kind of go for after Rage Blade in most of my games, because it's very consistent, and also, like, I guess it adds a little bit of extra clear speed if you pick up the Tiamat portion of this, like, apart after your Rage Blade, you're gonna just one-shot camps really fast. I mean, you one-shot your camps kind of anyway with your Q, but yeah, that's kind of how that works. The Wit's End is really here for situations where you're against, like, AP teams that don't have hard CC, because Mercurial Scimitar will be your magic resist item against hard CC, because you do need that QSS. This also provides you with a little bit of lifesteal, which is going to help you quite a good amount as well. But yeah, that's pretty much like the setup. If they don't have hard CC and you can get away with getting a Wit's End instead of this as like a magic resist item, it's very nice as well, because this synergizes really well with, like, the on-hit type of builds you're going with. So yeah, Blade of the Rune King is here mainly if you are facing high health tanks. Apart from that, I wouldn't really recommend it, because you do have your Blood Razor, which is gonna already shred people's max health. So this is very rare of an item this item you don't pick it up that often. It's not that useful in my opinion, but it can be useful against those really high health champions that you just need that extra bit of, like, I guess, damage output against them to be able to shred them down properly. And then as a last item you can pick up in this build to pretty much finish it off in a lot of situations is the Frozen Mallet. It's going to give you a lot of health, which is going to be very beneficial, but also that slow on people. The 40% for melee attacks is big, because then, like, they will not be able to get away from you. You have to remember that on Master Yi, you do not have the hard CC to lock people down. All you have is the auto attacks and pretty much the ult to kind of keep up with people. But if they do have, like, flashes or anything and they're not slowed by the mallet, then they actually just have a chance of getting out. So kind of like a full build looks like this. This is like hard CC, this is not hard CC. This is the difference. The main thing with this is, though, this still is my most preferred item over Wit's End, even though you can pick it up if you want to. The reason for that is this gives you 10% lifesteal, and that's pretty much the only lifesteal item in this build. So if you don't have this, then your sustain is kind of lacking. So that's why I still kind of prefer the Merc Sim, even though they will not have the hard CC. Like, this is optional if you like it. If you don't like it, then don't go for it, you know, that kind of thing. But this is what I definitely would recommend most of all, because of the fact that it gives you that 10% lifesteal with this full build setup. And this build setup is deadly. Like, there is no one that survives this build for more than 3 seconds if you're just hitting people. You turn on your ultimate and you just start, like, wailing on them. You red smite them. They do reduce damage. You increase your damage pretty much. And then as soon as the Grinchu's Rage Blade starts proccing, it's over. Because then you can just, like, it's done. Like, by the way, you want to use your Titanic Hydra properly, because you need to auto-attack, then Titanic Hydra proc as fast as possible to get your Grinchu's Rage Blade to stack up faster. It's an auto-attack reset, so if you use it before this stacks, then you can stack it up faster in certain situations, which makes it a lot easier to put out more damage faster. I guess, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup. This is what I go for pretty much every game. I've played Master Yi a lot to, like, get this build down, get a feel for him, because people did request him. And probably 95%, maybe 90% of the games, this was my, like, pretty much my exact build path. Something like this, or maybe the Merc Sim before the Mallet and Mallet last. But this setup just, it's insane. Like, it does so much damage. You're so unkillable at the same time because you have 450 health here. And then also 700 health there. And then you have the slows, plus, like, lifesteal and the QSS effect from this. Like, it's so good. Like, yeah, just try it for yourself. See if you like it. If you already have this build, then, I mean, good on you, man. If you want to play Master Yi to just get out of low elo, especially low elo, you can get out of low elo with Master Yi so easily. Because he is really easy to play. You just run at people, you just press right click, and that's pretty much it. Apart from, like, a couple nuances, you know? Yeah, so try it out. Like, let me know what you think of it. If you have questions on it, put in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer those questions for you. If you have any other items that you think I might have missed, which, I mean, doesn't happen often, but I can also give you a response to those items and maybe why they're not in this list as well. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video so far, please make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe for more, and also hit that notification bell. Let's get right into the gameplay now. Alright, welcome to the gameplay section of this guide. As you can see, I'm playing Master Yi, of course, into a Hecarim, which honestly is a really decent matchup for Master Yi. Hecarim doesn't really invade you that much early on, so you definitely have a free reign there. Also, Hecarim has quite a good amount of trouble with, like, his early clear. So you can even punish that as Master Yi, or just anyone in general. If the Hecarim doesn't properly play his, his clear and kite his camps effectively, he will lose a lot of health and he will get very low. Also, this guy didn't go for the Aftershock. He went for Predator instead, which means that he's going to lose a lot more health in his jungle than he should. So, yeah. Now, here I'm starting bot side. I want the better leash for my jungle, for my bot lane. So I always pretty much start bot side for that. Just get the better leash and then clear up. You can also do it the other way around, clear down on junglers that tend to be very good at ganking. But Master Yi isn't really that good at ganking early, so you might as well just get the better leash, get a faster clear out of it, and yay. Pick up the red buff. As you can see, Hecarim also starting bot side, so he's definitely going to clear up. Just a pretty standard clear, getting my level 3 as fast as possible with the red into wolves into blue. Then I was looking for maybe, like, lanes to gank or anything like that. But yeah, top is pushed in, mid is kind of really hard to gank from that, like, from this range. Bot's pushing in, I'm never gonna get there in time either way. So I just decided to go for one more camp here. Because I figured that the Hecarim be going for a full clear, so I had to stall a little bit of extra time before he actually got to his red buff. Which, I mean, my assumptions were correct in this case. Because he is doing his raptor camp right now. So, yeah. This is pretty much what I mean. You can see it. He gets quite low, especially if he doesn't have the, like, the resolve tree. He went for Predator, so he's gonna get really low. And I figured he'd be low. So that's right here. I just positioned myself to get to his red buff like this, and I just kill him. Like, I just know the fact, like, that Hecarim gets that low, and I can just abuse that. I can kill him. He doesn't even get his red buff. I get the experience from him and his red buff. So that gives me a pretty substantial lead in that case. Just by knowing the matchup, really. That's where this plays a big role. And, yeah. That's my back, though. I get the red smite with the boots here, which is a very, very nice first back, not gonna lie. Usually it's only red smite. The boots are pretty much just a bonus because I killed the Hecarim, because I pretty much kind of outplayed him by just knowing his, he gets low in his jungle. So, yeah. Also, just like, I mean, Master Yi clears a lot better. He has a lot more sustain. He has a better 1v1 potential as well. So even if you'd be like half of the full HP right there, I would have still won that, so I could definitely still invade that. Conqueror makes that possible. Conqueror does so much extra damage, right, yeah. Now right here, kind of figured, because the Hecarim runs Predator, that he's gonna buy his boots on his first back, even though he, like, I mean, he died, but it's still his first back, so he's gonna get his boots. And since bot lane was pushing, it's the way if he wants to gank. So what I want to do is, I want to, like, go clear this. Bot lane has decent wards, they spot the Hecarim. So what I do, instead of walking towards here, I just walk here. I press my ghost, because, I mean, yeah, ghost. Then I go in the Hecarim first. I try to focus him down one by one. Hecarim gets too far away. I start channeling my W because it allows me to reduce the damage and also tank more. Plus, like, well, reduce the damage and then tank more and then also heal myself a little bit. I got ignited by the Lulu, so that was a pretty risky situation for me. I could have for sure died there. I'll go back and slow this down a little bit, actually. So this is where I see Hecarim, so I ping that I'm gonna come for the counter gank. On this, as you can see, I press Ghost right there, get there a little faster, Q on the Hecarim, do as much damage as possible to the Hecarim. He's just like barely out of range for me to do more damage. I get really low here, I get ignited by the Lulu, I get hit by the Kukma, they try to focus me down. I press my W, get the damage reduction from my W, get the increased healing from my W, and then I get out. So that's like a very important thing you can do on Master Yi. When a lot of damage is coming your way or when you're being focused, you just press W to be able to tank that damage, and then maybe wait for your Q cooldown, and then that way you can survive fights. If you don't press your W, you're pretty much gonna get one shot, and that's definitely not something you want. So try to use your W when you are taking damage or when you are getting focused, to tank a lot of damage because it gives you a lot of damage reduction. As you can see, reduce incoming damage by 50% and restoring that 120 health over 4 seconds. 50% reduction is a lot of reduction. If I didn't have that right there, I would have for sure died. So, yeah. Alright, here I'm just helping my bot lane push this in a little bit. And after this, I'm just going to go back to clearing my jungle. Also, I kind of wanted to hit level 5 there, I think. So, I definitely just stayed around a little longer. I was very close in the experience there. And now I made sure that I keep clearing my jungle camps. Keep clearing your camps is very, very important. You need to keep your farm up. The more CS you have, the more kills, like the more gold you have. You need that gold lead on Master Yi to be able to win those fights. Master Yi is definitely a very good scaling champion. So, yeah. Now, right here, I was kind of looking towards diving this Warwick potentially because he isn't level 6 yet. Volibear is level 6, and I mean, the Warwick was kind of low, but then he backed and teleported. So I see this. I guess I see this fight, but right there I made a very, very big mistake. Because what I should have done is just run at the Warwick, start auto-attacking him, and then use my Q to drop turret aggro, and then auto-attack him again. I would have killed the Warwick that way, and I might have been able to get out. The dive was bad either way, but because I led with Q and I couldn't drop turret aggro at that point anymore, it kind of put me in a very awkward position to where I just straight died to the Warwick for walking in like that. Because as you can see, if I just go back one bit, so I'm just like kind of waiting for maybe a dive here, then I see like then they're pretty much gonna have their fight. He has to press the attack, so definitely has like a fight like lead, I guess. Also, he gets Volibear into turret range, which is pretty bad for him. He tanks like 2 turret shots, which just makes a lot of difference. Right there, this Q, that was really bad. If I just walked up to him and start auto-attacking him, I pretty much would have killed him. And because I didn't, like, yeah. Volibear does still get the Warwick though, but it ends up being a 2-for-1. Which definitely is just a mistake on my part, just by, yeah, not using that Q properly, really. Now here I get the recurve bow, part of my jungle item. I mean, I barely don't have enough gold, I think, yeah. I'm barely short of gold to get my jungle item right here, sadly. But yeah, again here, I just walked to one of the sides of my jungle. My jungle is pretty much going to respawn this way, so from down to up. Hecarim does a really nice play here in taking my blue buff, because, I mean, he might have seen me, or I mean, he killed me. He pretty much sticks to the rule. As soon as you kill the enemy jungler, check his camps. If they are up, take him. Now, the thing with that is, though, I know his blue is up as well, but I also see that bot lane has a lot of pressure on the enemy bot lane. So my bot lane has a very substantial lead. After that counter gank, they pretty much put their bot lane out of the game for a while. The Lulu Kokma, so they will definitely still be strong mid to late game. But because that counter gank and because that put Caitlyn in a very good position with the BF sword, they are very far up now, so I can play around that as a jungler and then just start, like focusing bot lane and going more towards this bot side. So because of this, I can easily stick to the Hecarim's bot side, and there's nothing he can do here. He can't enter his own bot side. He's gonna get destroyed. So he probably knows that, and that's why I can just take all of his camps. Now this wave is very, very big, so I'm definitely looking towards potentially diving the enemy bot lane here, because this wave is really big. It's gonna allow for an easy dive. I'm not level 6 yet, so here I just press Ghost, I press Ultimate, and I pretty much just kill both. Easy flank, easy turret. This is just playing with like a lane that's very far ahead, has a good amount of like minions. They had a massive minion wave, so I saw that. I just play like that, go into their bot lane, play alongside their bot lane, take Hecarim scans as much as possible, and as soon as it pretty much collapses with the turret, I just walk around and just kill both of them by diving them. There's not much they can do. They can't clear the wave in time, and they just die off that. So this back, I get the jungle item upgrade, which is going to be very good as a power spike. Then I decided to pick up my Ninja Tabi as well with double dagger, going into a Gwynchus. Ninja Tabi's against our team is very good because Kog'Maw does a lot of auto attacks, Warwick as well, and then it blocks a good amount of damage from Hecarim too. They did get nerfed. It is now 12, like, I mean nerfed, I guess. I don't know if I'd say nerfed. It gives you less base armor, so instead of like 30, it gives 20 now. But it does give you 12% reduction, or 12% like reduction on auto attacks instead of 10. And honestly, I'll take that. Like, as a jungler, that's actually really good because usually you don't really fight people that consistently in the early game, and it's more so towards later stages. It's going to allow you to survive the AD carry a lot easier. So I'll definitely take the changes to Ninja Tabi. I wouldn't really say they're nerfs. I mean, it's better for lethality champions right now. Less base armor gets through it, so people can't just buy Ninja Tabis into everything and then lethality champions get kind of wrecked. So yeah, that's about that change. Now right here, I'm just gonna go bot lane because there's a really big wave here. Pretty much, like that. I mean, it got thinned down a little bit, but everyone is top lane right now, so I definitely want to go walk here to be able to pick this up and also pressure bot lane in a little bit more to to allow my team to just I don't know for someone to react to it. I guess that's what I wanted to say. I hit level 10 of this as well. I have 97 CS, which is pretty much the highest in the game apart from Brand. Honestly, slightly sad, not gonna lie, but I have definitely gotten a lot of farm just by being able to clear Hecarim scams as well, and then also being able to pick up some waves here and there to clean. Now it's pretty much just ghost ult, and I just run at Kog'Maw. There's really not much I can do. I probably didn't even have to ghost. I could have just ulted towards him and then killed him as well. But yeah, I just pressure bot lane even more. I killed the dude that was gonna react to bot lane, so now someone else has to react to bot lane. Allows my team a lot more like breathing room, I guess, to pick up mid turret for free here. So they can do that, and then I'm back for a Gwynchus Rage Blade. As soon as you get this Rage Blade, you're pretty much God mode on Master Yi, because combine that with your E and then also the jungle item you have, you can literally just walk at the enemy team and like two-shot anything, which is like insane. I think there should be an example later in this game of me just like walking into the team 1v4 and getting a quadra kill. Just because the sheer amount of damage that I deal with this, like that you deal with this build in general. Gwynch's Rage Blade now is pretty darn strong on champions like Master Yi, so yeah. Alright, just clearing through jungle clamps here, just making sure I keep my CS going. Again, here my entire team is topside and bot lane is a massive wave, so if there's no one else here to clear it, I might as well pick it up since I'm kind of around. Now here, move towards the red buff, clear that red buff, and then I look towards going towards my team. They were looking for a fight here. They do get collapsed on and they do lose this fight. But in comes a Mr. Gwynchus Rage Blade, Master Yi. Lulu walks up, sees me with that. 1, 2, 3 auto attacks, dead. Go on Brand, 2 auto attacks, dead. Hit Kog'Maw in 3 auto attacks, kill him as well. And that's just a 1v4 quadra kill. The sheer amount of damage I just put out with Gwynch's Rage Blade combined with just your jungle item alone and then your E. Make sure you proc your E, by the way. Did I proc my E that fight? Please tell me I did. Like, it's off cooldown right now. If I didn't, I'm an actual monkey. Did I? Because I saw it being off cooldown. Did I not proc my E? If I didn't proc my E, I'm gonna be tilted. Alright, okay, I did proc my E. Very good. Just make sure you proc that E, and then yeah, there you go. Easy kill. Easy life. Quadra kill. Hecarim is bot lane for some reason, so I couldn't get the pentakill, sadly. But that's pretty much the power of Master Yi. As soon as you get that Rage Blade, you just walk at the enemy team and just murder them. If you have supports that can peel for you, like the Lulu, or for example, you just tell Lulu to go on you, protect you, and you just walk in with everything and it's good. Now Hecarim decides to, I don't know, into-kill to me, I suppose. He just goes in. I'm really fucking strong right now, so he definitely can't fight me. And yeah, just make sure that I, again, stick to the golden rule. If you kill the enemy jungler, take his camps. Because that's going to put him even further behind. And yeah. Now here I had 3,500 gold, so I could just straight pick up my next item, which is Titanic Hydra. Titanic Hydra, again, combined with your Grinch's Rage Blade procs, is going to be even more DPS that you have. Also, it's a healthy item, or like a tanky item, which is going to make you even tankier and even harder to kill. So that combination is very good as well. Here, I'm kind of looking for maybe like a flank for the Warwick to go in. This game specifically, it's pretty difficult for me to actually walk into the enemy team. Like, I can easily just die to, like, getting Lulu polymorphed, getting, like, Warwick feared or Warwick ulted. I definitely need to look towards getting a QSS this game, but even just a QSS is not going to be enough. I'm going to have to get peel for my team, and if I don't get that peel, I can definitely die if I get caught out or... Yeah, pretty much if just Warwick gets on me, I'm dead, because he can fear me, he can ult me, and if I don't have QSS for, like... I can only QSS one thing, you know? So, yeah. That's kind of the problem with this game. Alright, right here. See this? I am pushing bot lane. I can just, like, put some side pressure in. I am the strongest member on our team by far right now, so I can definitely just push for turrets. They can't really 1v on me. As soon as someone shows up, like, right here, they walk up. You see the brand. I walk towards him. He instantly flashes out, sadly. So I didn't pick that kill up. But here, like, what happened even? Looking at this, I am so confused. Like, because at the moment, I thought I got, like, Lulu polymorphed or, like, stunned or, like, ulted by Warwick or something like that. But looking back at it right now, I don't even know. Alright, he flashes out. See what happens here. I get stuck in a minion? What is this? Did I get stunned by something? I don't even know what CC'd me there, not gonna lie. Was that Lulu polymorph? No. Interesting. I got CC'd a long ass time there. Like, I was just standing still, couldn't move. If I was able to move there and actually hit the Hecarim, I would have definitely been able to survive that. And maybe even pick up way more kills. But if Warwick wasn't the one CCing me in that fight, I don't know what did. Did Brand land his Q on me? That might have been the case, actually. No, well. Either way, if you get locked down like that in fights and you don't have QSS or, like, any way to get out of it, you're dead. So that's definitely something you want to be aware of. Be aware of the enemy CC and try to focus, like, potentially the Lulu first, even. If they have just a Lulu to like, keep you down, then that's definitely something you could do. Now here, this is where you see me pick up that QSS because... I mean, I just, like, from the last fight realized that I was just gonna get CC'd a lot. So I definitely need to get that QSS to be able to free myself from at least one thing. So, like, a Lulu polymorph or, like, a Warwick ultimate or something. They could use it all on me for sure, but... Yeah. Now, as you can see, I have serious damage output on this Baron right now. Like, the Rage Blade with your jungle item combined is already just insane DPS on Baron. And, yeah, pick that up. Pick up the red buff here as well. And we just, like... We can just pretty much walk at them. As you can see, that's pretty much a deleted Lulu. Alright, so we see the Lulu right here on the ward. As you can see, there's a ward right here. We see the Lulu. So I just decided, alright, just walk up towards Lulu. Press my ghost. Get the Lulu. I saw the Hecarim right there, but he was pretty much pinned through between my team. And I also saw the Brand move right here. So I figured I might as well just run for the Brand. I mean... The Warwick and the Kokma does show up there. And right there, I had really slow reaction time. I mean, I probably would have gotten Warwick ulted anyway after that if I insta-QSS'd it. But if I instantly QSS Warwick's Fear, then I would have been able to kill at least the Brand, like at least one more person and probably two. But like it pretty much came down to if I can dodge like Warwick ult with my Q, yes or no, after I get that other kill from insta-QSSing. But because I QSS'd too late, I got feared way too long, and because I had such a massive movement speed boost, it pretty much put me in a very bad position to be able to fight that, and then I just died straight up. So yeah, that's, I mean, a little greedy from me, I guess, but what can you do? It's just bad mechanics, really. That's all you could say off that. If I QSS faster, that would have been fine. Alright, Volibear just likes walking onto fountains, I suppose. Here, pick up the Giant's Belt. I am pretty much, like, looking to get myself more HP. Also, getting him, like, a mallet here pretty much provides them from getting away from me completely. Yeah. Right here, I'm just, like, kind of looking to farm a little bit up. I do a lot of damage to this Warwick, but then I get feared. I didn't want to QSS the Fear. I QSS the ultimate and the... Alright, what I try to do here is... I have one QSS, right? So, you can see it if I put it in slow motion. Alright, here I just decide to queue the camp. Which, I mean, I shouldn't have queued the camp. That's a mistake already. But that aside... Alright, Warwick opens up on me. I get feared right there. I decide to not to QSS the Fear and the ult. But then Lulu, as soon as Lulu polymorphed me there, I instantly press QSS to get rid of everything. I do kill the Warwick, but because I have 3 other people on me, I do still die off that. I got hit by all 3 of the main CCs that I have QSS for, and then I QSS'd. I kind of figured they would try to, like, use everything at once. I don't know why, but I just, like, was waiting for the polymorph pretty much. There was only one thing I QSS anyway. And those are just the situations where you die to. Like, getting CC locked down like that and you don't have, like, your team to follow you up, then it's just over for you. So, yeah, that's pretty much the way I died there. And I believe this is just where my team can end the game. Because the enemy team just completely died. And, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much game. So the main thing you gotta remember is, looking for team fights, you always want to look for the enemy to use their main CCs. So if you have like a Warwick against you, then you want to look for his ultimate or his Sphere. Like Lulu's, look for the polymorph or anything like that. Look for those, and then you can try to go in. That's a better play. Like usually you want to wait and then go in when their heavy CCs are gone, so you can walk in and maybe QSS like one heavy CC. And then that way you can just completely walk through the enemy team and kind of get like pentakills after pentakills. Like he is the type of champion that if they don't have any CC to lock you down or to stop you, you will murder them. They will be gone off the map. Easy pentakill on the enemy team. The lower elo you get, the easier that becomes because people don't really know how to focus you down properly, and then, yeah, mostly you just look stronger and become strong. Not just look stronger, just become stronger and stronger if he doesn't get focused. If he does get focused like me this game, here and there, you die sometimes, but you still have a lot of DPS, so you can definitely still make something work. And yeah, as you can see also, I have 194 CS. That's definitely something you want to keep up as much as possible. Keep that CS elite and keep to the golden rule. Kill the enemy jungler, take his camps. Anyway, if you guys have any questions on Master Yi, make sure to put those in the comments below. I'll try to like answer all of them, at least most of them. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell notification to see when I upload. And see you guys in the next video. Bye!